Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Mackenzie and I'm a homeschooling mom of 4 kids. Today I'm going to show you a curriculum that we have gone back to time and time again, something that we've used from the very beginning. We have tried multiple other math curriculums and we've always come back to this one because it's worked so well. It's so simple and straight to the point. My kids like the repetition in this math program. If you're ready to hear about Math You See, stick around. I have a lot to cover in today's video, and I do not have the option of putting chapters in my YouTube videos yet. I will put in the description down below timestamps that have to do with just overall general information about Math You See, and then I will have timestamps for each individual level so that you can just quickly fast forward to the time in the video that applies to you. Like I said, we have used Math You See from the very beginning. I've been homeschooling now for 5 years. I've tried multiple other math curriculums along the way because we have hit roadblocks in learning math. And I have noticed while venturing into other math curriculums that Math You See is actually pretty solid. So what is Math You See? Math You See is a mastery-based, student-paced approach to learning math. There are no grade levels in Math You See because Mr. Demi knew that math is just a progressional thing. You have to master certain foundational concepts before moving on to the next foundational concept. So instead of just moving kids along to the next grade, you work on that topic until it is mastered and your child knows it so well so that they can move on and not have to think so much about the simple things in the math problems. Also allows your child to move through at their own developmental level. It doesn't matter how old they are or what grade they're supposed to be in according to the school district. Every child develops differently. And so the nice thing about Math You See is you get to move at your child's developmental pace. This program has the ability to work with many different learning styles, including kinesthetic, auditory, and visual learning styles. One of the most important aspects of Math You See is these manipulatives that they come with. They come with all these different blocks representing different numbers, and the kids are able to use these to solve their math problems. And science shows that when kids are using manipulatives, that it is integrated into their long-term memory easier, increases interest. It also allows abstract ideas to become concrete because they're able to see in front of them what is happening. Instead of just trying to memorize random abstract concepts for them, they're able to actually see what the numbers are doing in front of them. These math manipulatives are used from the very beginning of like the very first math level all the way through much higher levels. Each math skill is introduced at a specific order. It is extremely sequential, which is why this program is mastery based. The child does not move on to the next concept until the previous concept is completely mastered. So you will not move on to subtraction until addition is mastered. You will not move on to division until multiplication is mastered. So this method really eliminates struggle moving forward. So Math You See is simple and straightforward. It cuts to the chase. It isn't distracting with a bunch of games and colors and lots of other things going on. I have my cat here coming to say hello. Do you want to say hi? She doesn't want to leave me alone. Each lesson incorporates different methods of learning and different tools. So at the beginning of each lesson, you have a video lesson where Mr. Demi himself teaches the new concept and he's in a classroom. So it kind of gives your child a feel that he or she is in a classroom and he or she is learning along with all the other kids in the video. You are also able to watch along with your child so that when they move on to the work, you are able to help them with anything that they may need help with. So with these blocks from the manipulatives, they are able to follow along with the video and work out the problem in real time along with Mr. Demi in his video lesson. After the video lesson is the practice worksheets. This is where they put what they learned in the lesson to practice, and there are several practice worksheets in each lesson, about 5, I would say. And then after that, you get systematic review worksheets. And those are worksheets that are reviewing previous concepts that your child has learned. So they are not going to master something and move on and not ever go over that again. They are going to be reviewing previous concepts every lesson. If you need additional worksheets, if they haven't mastered what was taught in the lesson, you can go onto, I think it's actually demilearning.com, and they have supplement resources on there where you can print off extra worksheets if your child needs more help. You are wanting to switch your child from a different program, they also have math placement tests on their website as well at DemiLearning. We use the digital toolbox on their website, and that has all of the video lessons on there. That is an additional cost. The normal packs just come with the CDs, but I like to just have this online. I don't like to have to mess with extra hardware, so it's nice to have it all just online on the computer, and so we can watch our video lessons on. You can also sign up for a free account, and it gives you the first 3 lessons of any level you want for free. So you can try out Math UC by going online and just doing the first few lessons. But once you purchase the digital toolbox, you'll get full access to all those lessons. There is also a homeschool support page on their website that you can contact if you have any questions or need any help. There's people there to support you and help you with whatever you need. Okay, so enough of that. Now we are going to dive in. We are going to go through primer, which is like preschool, kindergarten level. And then we'll go on to alpha, which is 1st grade, beta, 2nd grade, gamma, 3rd grade, and then delta, 4th grade, because I have all the way up to 4th. So if you want to look inside any of those workbooks, stick around. I'm going to start with primer. Okay, so if you purchase primer and you get the universal set, you'll get the blocks, which I got mine used, and it comes in this wooden kit, but I believe if you were to buy blocks now, it would come like in this plastic organization thing in a cardboard box. So you'd get the blocks, and it actually comes with a lot of these 10s blocks, and I have them all, but I just took them out. So they have 10s, 9s, 8s, 7s, 6, 5s, so blocks to represent every number. And then it comes with the instruction manual, and it will also come with instruction DVDs, which I don't have, and a student workbook. And then I purchased the primer digital pack, and that pretty much replaces this instruction manual. Okay, so each manual has a really good how-to section in the front of all the instructor manuals. So there are 3 steps that will help you to have success in teaching primer or any level. So the first step is to prepare for the lesson. And this would consist of either watching the video with your child or reading in the instruction manual the instructions for the lesson. Step 2 is to present and explore the new concept together. So this is where you're going to be using the blocks, you're going to be building the problem together, and so you can build and show them, and then they're going to demonstrate that themselves. The writing portion is just how they will, like the build is with the blocks, writing is doing the worksheets, writing everything down. And then they're going to talk through the math concept as you build and write. So this is where the true learning comes into play, in my opinion. You cannot teach what you do not know. So I have my kids tell me and walk me through the problem while they're doing it so that I know for sure they know all the steps. And then the 3rd step is to let your child practice. So this is where you're going to let them do it on their own. So I usually, with the first worksheet, I'll work through that with them. And then the next day I might help them with the first couple problems, and then I'll leave them to go and work on their own. So this includes, in step 2, build is kinesthetic and visual, write is visual, and say is auditory. So as you can see, they're using multiple different learning styles. The length of the lesson, that really just depends from kid to kid. Some lessons only take about 10 minutes. Others, if they're needing more practice, sometimes takes about 40 minutes. It really just depends on the child and their unique situation and learning style. So that is basically how all of the Math UC levels are laid out. This is the table of contents for primer. If you want to screenshot this so you can see all the different skill sets that they're going to be learning in primer, go ahead and feel free. But it's basically basic number sense. They learn place value really well. I love the emphasis that they put on place value in Math UC. They do addition, counting by tens, counting by fives, so skip counting, tally marks, making 10, and at the end they briefly touch on telling time. Okay, so now I'm gonna do a little flip through so you can see what these lessons look like. So it starts very simple, basic numbers. I like that everything is just simply laid out. It's not overkill on the amount of work that you need to do, which I love that it's just mastery and then move on. You know, it's not busy work. You don't have to keep doing math over and over again. It's not going to bore the children because it's always a challenge. You're always challenging your child by moving up once they've mastered something. But it's also not too intense because you're not moving them up before they're ready. So this is just a simple introduction to numbers, counting by tens. I think it's a very gentle way of teaching your children math. So nothing is really meant to be mastered at this level yet. This is really just a simple introduction to math. So I don't really think that at this point they're putting an emphasis on mastery until first grade. So this is more preschool, kindergarten. This next level, alpha, that I'm about to show you is when they put a lot more of an emphasis towards mastery. Okay, so I'm just going to show you real quick in the instruction manual, the table of contents. I'm not going to show you the how-to because I already did so in the primer and it's basically the same thing. But here is the table of contents for alpha. So this does a lot of number sense as well, and then it goes into addition. And you're doing counting up to 100, skip counting by tens again because now we're mastering it. Addition doubles, making 10. You know, we're mastering it this time. And then it goes into subtraction as well. It also goes into telling time. Okay, so I'm just going to do a flip through of the alpha. Okay, so that is alpha. Now we're going to move on to beta. Okay, now moving on to beta, where we learn multiple digit addition and subtraction. So I'm just going to show the scope and sequence here, the table of contents, wherever that may be. Here we go. Okay, so now we're learning inequalities, rounding, multiple digit addition, skip counting, again, reviewing that, addition with regrouping, carrying, money decimal points, dollars, rounding to hundreds, adding money, perimeter, place value to the thousands, rounding to the thousands, multiple digit column addition, and then more of that, telling time, multiple digit subtraction, subtraction with borrowing, telling time, 3-digit numbers subtraction, tally marks, 4-digit numbers subtraction, money subtraction, multiple digit number subtraction, graphs and shapes and number lines. All right, so I'll just show you a quick flip through. This one's new because I just got it for my daughter. She's moving on to the second one. Okay, so that is beta. Now I'm going to show you gamma. Okay, as you can see, gamma is single and multiple digit multiplication. Okay, so factors and products and what that means, multiplying by 1, 0, skip counting by 5s, 2s and 10s, multiplying by 2s and 1s, learning quarts, pints, money, 10 cents is a dime, 5 cents is a nickel. And this is multiplying by 10s and by 5s, so you would use those real life scenarios. Area of a rectangle, solve for the unknown, skip count by 9, so they always teach skip counting, and then they'll just learn or try to remember the multiplication facts. So first they skip count, usually, like with the 3s, you're skip counting. Then you learn that 3 feet is 1 yard. Skip count by 6, multiply by 6, skip count by 4, multiply by 4. And that's kind of the theme that they do all throughout. And then you hit multiple digit multiplication, rounding to tens, hundreds, thousands, double digit times double digit. And then you go into practicing this a lot, double digit, multiple digit multiplication. And then you go into like triple digit multiplication. Okay, this book is well loved. We have been in gamma for a while. It's been kind of difficult to memorize multiplication facts. But we are at the very end now, and we're getting into delta, which is exciting. That is gamma, which is about equivalent to 3rd grade. And now I will show you delta. Okay, so this is the last level I'll be showing you today. This is delta, which is multiple and single digit division. So it's a very sequential division by 1s, 2s, 10s, 5s, 3s, parallel and perpendicular lines, which haven't been talked about yet, angles, division by 9, finding the area of a parallelogram, division by 6, finding the area of a rectangle, division by 4, finding the average, division by 7 and 8, finding the area of a trapezoid, million or thousands, millions, place value, billions, trillions, and expanded notation, division by single digit with remainder, upside down multiplication, interesting, division with double digit factors, division 3 digit by 1 digit. So you're doing long division here, rounding to 10, 100, 1,000 estimation, division 3 digit by 2 digit, 4 digit by 1 digit, 4 digit by 2 digit, volume, fraction, Roman numerals, that's nice, fraction of 1, and then Roman numerals, DM. I don't even know what this means, so I'm going to learn a lot from this. I've always wanted to learn Roman numerals, and I did not learn that in public school. Okay, so let's do a flip through of delta. Okay, so that is all the levels of Matthew C that I have to show you. So my favorite things that I personally love about Matthew C after using them for 5 years now is that we can move at my own kid's pace. So I just love that. I love that we can move forward when we don't need to spend a bunch of time in something that they've already learned, or if they're struggling, we could really slow down and master that. So I love that Matthew C gives you the permission to take as much time or as little time as you need. So I love that mastery approach. I also really love the video lessons. I am not amazing at math myself, so I love that I have the option to let somebody else teach my kid, and then I can sit and learn along with my daughter and learn it with her and then practice with her and help her when she needs any help. I really love their skip counting songs. That really helped my daughter to learn her multiplication facts, which was a struggle. But learning those songs helped her a lot. We also used The Good and the Beautiful musical multiplication along with this, and that was also a huge help. All the songs, all the music was a lot of help with assisting her in learning multiplication along with doing the Matthew C workbook. So after using this program for 5 years, I do have some advice. I do see that with this program, there is not enough emphasis on counting money, in my opinion. They do have it written as a number in decimal form in the workbook, which they have them do like addition, subtraction, multiplication problems that way. But I think it's very beneficial to have the paper money and have them learn how to count money that way. So we have purchased some math games to help them learn how to work with money. And our favorite one right now is money bags. I will link that one below. Another topic that I think you can hit on a little bit better with some math games is telling time. So those are the two things that I feel like we have been able to supplement with games, and it's been completely fine to do that. The time game that we have really enjoyed, I will link below. It's super helpful. And I feel like other than that, it's been a really well-rounded program. It's worked really well for my kids. And just integrating those games has helped to kind of like break up things, especially if they have mastered a concept early. That's when I'll maybe do a day or two of just math games to learn those things that they haven't really learned as thorough as the math facts. Also, a word of advice is, for sure, I do not think you will regret getting the online digital toolbox. Do that. I did not do it the first couple years and I wish I had. So I am so grateful to have my digital toolbox now, and it is so nice to just be able to put the manual away and not pull it out. So, I mean, some people really love the manual, which is fine, but I highly prefer the digital toolbox. So that is all I have for you for Matthew C today. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I would love to see you here again another time. And if you have any questions with Matthew C, go ahead and comment below and let me know, and I'll try to get back to you. I'll see you next time.